Wow. 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 Wow.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to absolutely jam-packed Headingley. The kick-off delayed several minutes for what promises to be the big game of the season as far as Leeds are concerned. Both these sides through to the Challenge Cup semi-finals. Castleford defeated here on Saturday, and Wigan defeating Halifax by the 1 point there on Sunday. Well, I'd like to welcome our match sponsors for tonight, which are Dib Lupton and Broom with the Severna Solicitors. We hope they enjoy themselves at Headingley this evening. We'd like to thank them for their continued sponsorship of Leeds Rugby League. And the mascot this evening for Leeds is Lucy Scollan. She's aged 11 and she goes to Woodhouse Grove School, and her hobbies are tennis, rugby, football, and her favourite player is Gary Schofield, and her favourite food is pasta. Well, I've got John McDermott with me tonight from the Wigan Club, and you'll be hearing from him as the game progresses. I'll just run through the teams for you now. Well, Wigan line up with Steve Hampson, whose girlfriend is just about to expect a baby, at full-back. Leeds lad Jason Robinson is at number 2. Joe Lydon, Andrew Farrer. The centres, Martin Afire, passed the fitness test and he's on the wing. Sean Edwards and Frano Botica, their halfbacks. Botica just 4 points short of a record number of points for 1,000 points in the shortest possible time. The front three are Calvin Scurritt, Martin Dermott, Neil Cowie. Dennis Betts, Phil Clark and Dean Bell make up the pack, with Barry John Mather and Sam Panapa the substitutes. And Leeds, well, Leeds line up with Alan Tate at full-back, Jim Fallon, Kevin Iro and Craig Innes. Simon Irving make up the three quarters, Gary Schofield and Andy Gregory are the halves, with Steve Malloy, James Lowes, Mike O'Neill the front row, Paul Dixon, Gary Mercer and Ellery Hanley making up the pack. Andy Goodway and Paul Anderson are the substitutes. The referee is Mr. Russell Smith of Castleford. So big match in progress tonight, and John McDermott's with me this evening. John, lucky win for Wigan on Saturday?
Yes, they pulled victory out of the jaws of defeat. Last second almost drop goal by Joe Lydon. It took a lot of nerve, he was very cool about it, and there were a lot of relieved hearts coming back over the Pennines to Wigan after the game was over.
That's John there, and you'll be hearing more from him as the game progresses. It's Wigan going to kick off, and they're playing from left to right. As you look at it, a big crowd here this evening. This is a big test for Leeds, a good test on how well they've progressed since that winning run at Christmas. And it's going to be Steve Hampson now with the kick-off. Russell Smith just setting his watch. And Wigan get the game underway, and Wigan will look to control Leeds, and this is the first game for Andy Gregory against his former colleagues. And the right reception committee meets him there as well. Dixon now. Important for Leeds to withstand the Wigan pressure, which Wigan, other players have said that Wigan tend to beat sides in the first 20 minutes. James Lowes looks, finds Steve Malloy. Well, that's good running from Malloy there. 3 Wigan defenders. Back to Gregory, and Gregory steps there, his opposite number Edwards, and kicks downfield. That's for Steve Hampson. And a good chase from Leeds. And immediately Iro and Hanley up there. That's good tackling from Leeds. Just making a break from acting half. It's Philip Clark. Robinson there through the gap. Very dangerous runner, Jason Robinson. Unslip Parkside lad, of course. Dennis Betts. And that's a good reception committee of Craig Innes, Mike O'Neill and James Lowes. Dermot there spots the gap from acting half. Good tackle from Mike O'Neill. Coming up to the last tackle. And Edwards will put the kick in, that's for Alan Tate. Tate sets his stall out to run back with that. Simon Irving coming inside, looking for work. Kicked a big goal on Saturday to virtually seal the tie for Leeds against Castleford. Halliday Hanley now. Dennis Betts bringing him down. And Schofield expect a big game from Gary Schofield this evening. Just uses the dummy runner there. Steve Malloy almost through. Schofield. The long ball's out for Ido, and Ido couldn't take it. And that's a knock-on. So, John, long pass for Leeds not coming off there.
No, it's been hard and tough among the forwards. Both defences coming in extremely hard, holding the attackers down. A nice break by Robinson, split them up, but the Leeds defence was up to it.
So just wait while Mr. Smith sets the packs. Mr. Smith was here watching the Leeds and Castleford encounter on Saturday. A forward pass there, and Mr. Smith spotted that. Joe Lydon not too happy, but the crowd shouted, and Mr. Smith in a good position to see. So the second scrum of the game will go to Leeds. Andy Gregory just having a word with Gary Schofield. Ball not going where Andy Gregory intended it, but Alan Tate stepped there and he's got pace, Tate. And a good tackle from Dermot. Gregory, Mercer. Oh, good tackle there on Gary Mercer. That's great tackling from Wigan. Botica. And certainly we could see history made tonight as Fernando Botica is just 4 points short of that fastest 1,000 points. Lewis Jones, currently Leeds' favourite, holds a record 1,000 in 104 matches. Botica had got 96 from 92 games. Schofield, Innes. And well wrapped up there. And Mr. Smith spotted something there above the head on Craig Innes. Well, nothing malicious in that tackle, John, but referee's very keen on a head-eye tackle.
Yes, he came in very, very hard, and it's a bit foolish by Wigan. They got the ball out of the scrum and didn't get a single tackle out of it. Now they're giving penalties away. So Leeds with plenty of possession.
Yes, Leeds with plenty of possession in these early stages. Mike O'Neill, man who's played against Wigan many times, in the witness lineup that defeated Wigan at Wembley in 1984. That was before the start of the Wigan years of dominance in Rugby League. So James Lowes finds Dixon, and Dixon had a big game. That's good play there. On Leeds losing that ball, and Wigan in possession now with Neil Cowie. So both sides making errors in this early stages of the game. Calvin Skirrett. Botica. Betts. And Leeds can't afford to let Dennis Betts run, or Martin Dermot, and Hanley quickly there into his stride, bringing him down. That's going to be a penalty for holding down against Ellery Hanley. And Edwards, the judge not to have tapped that ball correctly, so that's a scrum. And Edwards absolutely furious. What decision did he give there, John?
Well, he was so quick taking it, he was almost bound to make a mistake, but a bad mistake again by Wigan.
Yes, Edwards knocking on there as he tapped that ball, and you can never understand why players feel the need to knock on at tap penalties. They've only got to face their own line. But Edwards, quick thinking there. Hanley. Oh, that's good running from Hanley. Beat the tackle of Dean Bell there, and not many people can say they do that often in a game of rugby league football. Schofield now, Leeds moving out. Ido. Oh, a good ball to Fallon there. And again, round the neck there, and that's got to be a penalty now. Sean Edwards just losing his cool a little bit. I think Sean Edwards just losing his cool, John.
Both these teams are very fired up, and I think Wigan are getting a little bit frustrated. They're coming in hard, they can't get their hands on the ball, and as a result they're giving away penalty after penalty, and so they're having to defend, and it's giving Leeds the chance to throw everything except the kitchen sink at Wigan.
So head-high tackle on Jim Fallon has got his Schofield, finds touch. So Leeds again with this big crowd behind them, roaring them on. There'd be nothing that the Liners would like tonight than a defeat. Wigan, not the best of records against Wigan. Leeds, only the one win at Central Park in something like 12 years. And that was 19-0 last season, but how Wigan made Leeds pay for that. Steve Malloy on, he's put the ball down. And Wigan back in possession. Yes, Wigan certainly making Leeds pay for that cheek of winning 19-0 at Central Park. They'd won 22-0 here. And of course 74-6 in that disastrous end-of-season Premiership semi-final at Central Park. So Joe Lydon kicks for touch now as Wigan get the advantage of a penalty. And Cowie's put that ball down, so Dixon ploughing through for Leeds. So plenty of mistakes in the first few minutes of this game. Gregory finds James Lowes. The Wigan defence up quickly there. Schofield switching play, that's clever play from Schofield. Dummy in goes himself. Great tackle coming in on that far side from Dennis Betts. Gregory looks for Hanley. Hanley steps. It's out there, and there's only a fire on that side now, and Dixon goes himself, and Edwards brings him down. Fallon's got a clear run to the line, and he's knocked on over the line. So Leeds missing a slight chance there, John.
Well, Leeds have had plenty of possession, and they've hit Wigan really hard, and Wigan been forced into errors, are paying the price for the mistakes, and Leeds doing well, capitalising them extremely well.
Jim Fallon not able to keep hold of the ball as he stretched for the line. Edwards now comes away from that scrum, but straight into the waiting arms of Ellery Hanley. And Edwards again knocking on there at the scrum, and absolutely furious Sean Edwards and the crowd. Well, they'll think it's wonderful. So Leeds certainly had chances in these opening few minutes. Referee not happy with the pack as the pack trying to turn there and keep the ball from Andy Gregory. And that's one against the head there, Wigan winning that scrum. It's wrong to say against the head there because the ball just came out off the prop's legs. Dermot goes to acting half. In fact, that's Dean Bell, I think. You got to see with the tape round the heads of the players. Philip Clark. And Leeds certainly had Wigan rattled in these opening few minutes of this game, and Wigan now will move that ball. Sean Edwards, jinking, weaving, looks to go on to the last tackle already. And Leeds will have to watch the offside with Mr. Smith. And back for Joe Lydon, steps the first attempted stopper of the kick. Alan Tate safely in possession for Leeds. Pull the gap there, and Dean Bell coming in hard, finishing the job off. And Wigan in possession again, Alan Tate making a mess of playing that ball. Skerritt, a good tackle from Fallon. Edwards, Botica, it's good play, and Fadder and Innes will wrap him up there, and Simon Irving's in. And throws him into the ground. And Fadder kicking out in a tackle there. Wigan will be used to to the big crowds being against them. And Gregory, good tackle on Dennis Bates. Both sides are all fired up for this encounter this evening. Sean Edwards puts up the bomb. Penalty there, offside, and interfering. So Wigan at last putting some football together, John.
Yes, they managed to get a little bit better there, and there seemed a little bit of nervousness on the side of Leeds then. However, once again, Wigan penalised. We're following that up and under, and one would think it was a cup final where these two teams are tearing into each other.
Yes, and a lot of people think that Leeds might yet meet Wigan at Wembley. It would certainly be a good final with that. And Steve Malloy now. Wrapped up and thrown down. They get it. Looks for Dixon, that's a drop off. That's good play, and good play from Dermot there. Hanley. Looks for their gap, goes himself, takes play into the Wigan half of the field. Laws, Gregory. Innes, Fadder. Alert there to Innes, and Schofield puts the kick in. That's a spinning ball. Just fine touch, just a yard from the line. So a scrum, it'll be head and ball of Wigan. 12 minutes gone. Scores just locked here at 0-0 as the ladies' scores coming on the board for the Oldham 0, Bradford 4, and Widnes 0, KR 4. So out. That ball comes out of the scrum there to Steve Hampson. Robinson. Brought down there by Kevin Iro and unceremoniously dumped back Farah. And Iro again brings him down. Fired up tonight, Kevin Iro. Skiddick now will run there at Craig Innes and will be head first into the floor. Leeds certainly up with the tackling stakes this evening. Philip Clark. And every tackle cheered to the letter. The ball's back for Leiden to kick. And Fallon will check men on the outside. And Andrew Farrer and a fire wrapping him up there. Over on that far touch line. Mercer. Gregory. Finds Schofield. And the crowd not liking something there in the tackle on Paul Dixon. And Sean Edwards, Schofield. Oh, and that's been intercepted, and Dermot's going to score, is he? Hanley's got Hanley chasing him. Well, a try there out of absolutely nothing, John. Typical Wigan try.
Well, a bad mistake by Leeds. They've been right on top. They've been hammering away at Wigan. Wigan have been completely and utterly frustrated. And then right out of the blue, a wild pass. They were a little bit disorganised, Leeds, round the play of the ball. And Martin Dermot coming through. He had a long way to go. He was being chased. But that might help Wigan at least to settle down a bit. But both sides have been so fired up. I feel that they've been a little too fired up. And they've not set it down, so perhaps with 14 minutes gone, Wigan going into a 4-0 lead, perhaps both sides will settle down to play the sort of football we know they're capable of.
So Dermot then scored in the try, and Botica attempts the conversion that will put him within 2 points of that record. Converts. Leeds 0, Wigan 6. So Leeds, having had most of the possession and most of the play in the first 15 minutes, suddenly find themselves 6 points to 0 behind, and that's a solitary lesson in what not to do when playing Wigan. And Wigan punishing all of us. And as we saw on Saturday at Halifax, just a one-drop ball, and Halifax were out of the cup, having looked well worth a victory. So Dean Bell now will try and bring this ball away from his own line. Leeds up quickly. Hanley caught Dermot but couldn't bring him down in that stand. It was a pity that none of the Leeds backs were available to chase. Lydon. Andy Gregory shakes his head as Joe Lydon goes past him there. Phil Clark. And Wigan bringing that ball away up. Running from acting half-back like no other side. That's good play. Dermot now bringing the ball out this way to Botica. And 6 more tackles. Robinson coming in, looking for work, coming in the middle of the field. Edwards finds Cowie. James Lowe's bringing him down. With Gary Mercer. Edwards switching play, using the short side. Betts. And wrestled to the ground, Dennis Betts by Craig Innes. A penalty against Leeds. Just going in with his knees there, John, a little penalty.
Yeah. Yes, it puts Wigan in an even better attacking position. The Leeds are going to have to settle themselves down and steady it as Wigan really for the first time come into a good attacking position. Now they can get a chance to put some pressure on, which they haven't done so far.
So Wigan now pressure on that Leeds line with Skirrett only metres short. And Leeds can ill afford to concede another try at this early stage. Edwards there knocks on. And Cowie there having a go at Steve Malloy. And players running for many a mile. O'Neill, Cowie and Steve Malloy, the 2 props. Well, should you have a word, Mr. Smith, with Mr. Smith? Nothing much to say about that John, that incident?
Well, there's so much passion and fervour in this game. I'm not surprised that there's been eventually an explosion. Edwards dropped a ball and Cowie went for it. It bounced off a Leeds player and it was all over the place and they were all piling in. It was a little bit like on the Lions tour shouting Geronimo, and it's a Wigan player who's been read the riot act. And Cowie, who was involved with the drop ball, has got to go off and spend 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Yes, and I think Steve Malloy will have to go as well, John, there. So that's both the props off. So the first defence, Leeds get the penalty. Schofield's kick finds a good touch, 30 metres from his own line, 35 in fact, as James Lawes comes up to take the tap now. Mike O'Neill. Another penalty going against Wigan. As a touch judge is certainly alert this evening. Wigan knocked back the 10 metres from the tap. And Gary Schofield finding touch again there as Simon Irving will run off Andy Gregory. And a great tackle coming in. 3 Wigan in at the tackle. O'Neill, Leeds using the forwards to drive and set up position. Just outside that 20-metre area now. Gary Mercer, dummy runner, finds Schofield. That's good play. Hanley and Schofield with the run around. Back inside for Alan Tate. And Wigan weighed up that option there and closed it down as only they can. Still a great side, Wigan. That's for Iro now, and Iro will run at Andrew Farrer. And takes the services of Farrer and Skirrett to bring him down. Gregory then Tries a little chip through. And Gregory certainly brought down there. Steve Hampson tackled, that'll be a drop out under the post. So a good kick and chase from Leeds, although Andy Gregory was felled. Joe Lydon with the drop out, which is for Gary Mercer. Taken solidly there by Mercer. Picked up and dumped. Dixon now. Dixon beats the first man, which was Skerritt. Schofield Leeds now moving that ball, looking to go himself. Schofield. What's the gap? Couldn't get the ball away there. Gets it away to James Lowes. Hanley was in support there. Couldn't get the ball away, Schofield. And Leeds pressing strongly now. A try had really set this game alight. Andy Gregory. James Lowes it in for the try. He has the try. So Leeds hitting back there with a try. So Alan Tate actually. Difficult to see from up here. I was just shielded there by the camera. So Alan Tate. Try for Leeds. To Tate. 21 minutes gone, Leeds hitting back strongly in the very kickable position for Simon Irwin. So Alan Tate gets the try for Leeds after good work from Andy Gregory there. Andy Gregory really keen to do well this evening. A good try there, reward for some pressure from Leeds.
A great try. A try had to come because Leeds were trying everything. Andy Gregory, that little bundle of genius in the middle, was trying short passes, long passes, and he had Wigan mesmerised, the Wigan defence. They were coming out hard and they were coming out fast, but eventually they had to crack, and it was really good attacking play and a well-deserved try that Leeds got there. They've had a tremendous amount of possession. Wigan doing the wrong things, giving the ball back to them. And Irvin with a simple kick to take, right in front of the post. This should level the scores. 22 minutes gone. Leeds 6, Wigan 6. Leeds been playing some extremely good football, but occasionally been extremely loose, and they've also made rather vital mistakes. Hampson then low. Trapped carefully in the 20-metre zone. We get the driving runs now as Leeds have to clear the danger area 20 metres out from their own line. Forwards doing the grafting, coming hard at Wigan, and Wigan waiting for them there, giving them a chance to make ground. Handling sure at the moment. O'Neill coming tearing in, runs into Edwards. Two half-backs were going in then before a forward could get over. Hanley now running cross-field. Gets out of a tackle, he's so strong. His hips are so powerful, he bounces his way out. An extremely difficult man to put down. An absolute menace. 30 metres out now, they brought the ball away well. Andy Gregory, long testing pass. Wigan defence closing in as it comes out onto the wing. Irving coming inside, bounced down by Robinson. Mercer moving it inside. Schofield belts it straight down Hampson's throat, and he misses it. Has to knock it back. Not like Hampson that, but he gets it at the second attempt, running it out. And the Leeds attackers come up quickly. Wigan back in their own 20 metres out to a fire. Has he got the speed? Going past his man, gets away from one tackle, bounces up, turns it inside. Feet were taken from under him, and it's a fire not been at his top best this season. He's been suffering from injury as Edwards gets out of one tackle. Wigan dummying away over the halfway line, forced away into the Leeds half. Edwards up to acting half-back, onto Bell. Bell handing it on to Skerritt. Skerritt puts his shoulder and forearm in, doesn't get very far. Good tackling takes him as Dean Bell's going to get caught. Innis coming in extremely well there, and it's Robinson who's come up to acting half-back. Gregory trying to come, a little kick through there from Betts, and it's easily taken straight to Leeds. Better than a pass. Leeds then 30 metres out. and this game is torrid. It's really hard stuff. Ball tight, tucked away, kept in close near the and been dropped as he went down. Won't be happy with that, and ball flung away in disgust. So it'll be Wigan to feed, and 10-1 that Wigan will get it out. Kevin Iro not happy there as he lost possession as he went down. A fire coming into the middle of the field. Farragon out onto the wing. Wigan get it. Out to Botica. Botica handing it on. Onto a fire. And a fire's crunched down. Innocent spotted him well. Botica inside. Robinson beats one. Beats another. Been taken from behind. They're mauling away at him. He won't go down. Determined, diminutive little figure. As Hanley lies on him. Botica for them to play the ball. Botica to Edwards. Edwards to Cowie. Back on the field. Wigan moving it across field. Can they get it out to the wing? Farrell's out on the wing, but they're forced inside. Wigan still battling and fighting the way forward. On the knees. Quick play the ball. Wigan getting the ball moving well. Onto Edwards. Edwards dancing away. Wigan keeping the ball alive, playing better football now than they have at any period of the game. Big men coming crashing in, belting the way over, powering the way onto over the 20-metre line. Martin Dermott going quickly from the play of the ball, bringing it back inside. A fire tries a left-footed drop kick, and the referee says it's a bomb. It was caught in the in-goal area, and they're going to come back to the 20-metre line. A fire way out on this wing, having to retreat over there to get the ball out onto Fallon. Fallon being swung round and down, and Wigan now applying a little more pressure in this in this last 20 minutes of this half. Was all Leeds in the early stages. Wigan coming a little more into the game as the game settles down into a steadier pattern, but there's still a lot of ferocity in the runs and in the tackling. There are no prisoners being taken here tonight. It's hard, it's tough, it's torrid. Gregory sending a long ball, beautiful passer of a ball, and the referee not happy with that tackle. Philip Clark, I think, in a bit of bother there.
Yes, John, a swinging arm there from Philip Clark has laid out to Paul Dixon. But some good spell of pressure there from Wigan, and like you say, no prisoners being taken here tonight. This is a tremendous game of rugby league football, as good as our first half as I've seen this season, John.
Oh, it's an entertaining game of football, there's no doubt, but I think Philip Clark a little bit fortunate there not to have had a little spell in the sin bin, and it looks as if Wigan warming up the substitutes tonight. Panapa, Mather, big tall Mather, not a lot of first team experience, but Philip Clark was going in there. He meant it when he went into that tackle, and somebody's going to have a headache in the morning. And Gary Schofield makes sure of it, doesn't gain a lot, but he pushes Wigan back 5 metres into the Wigan half. Tap penalty, and it's head down and bash, trying to batter the way through. Wigan defending as a pack, and ball sealed up, the forwards taking it up one man at a time. Andy Gregory line fairly flat. Gregory gets it, long wide pass, moving it across. Schofield going back inside, going hard, and they've a job putting him down. Eventually his legs are knocked from underneath him, but he took some bringing down then. Leeds forcing the way right up to the 20-metre and penetrating down the right wing. Long ball coming across the field. Gregory turns inside to Hanley. Hanley going hard, and eventually he's smothered. A nice little move there between Gregory and Hanley. Gregory full of tricks, full of ploys, and set for the drop goal. And it's way off target. Schofield not going to make it, so we'll come back to the 20-metre line. Stuart?
Yes, another attack from Leeds, petering out to nothing there as Schofield caught. But that was a good run from Gary Schofield, and Helen Hanley just carrying it on there, and Schofield drop goal going wide, and Wigan will look to bring this ball away with the forwards now.
Well, that was a very untidy play of the ball there. Dermott did very well to get hold of that ball and move it out. Cowie being met as he takes the ball, but he managed to drag himself forward, grovelling his way. Defence is coming in fast and coming in hard. On to Dean Bell. Dean Bell, loose forward onto Philip Clark. What a handoff. Eventually, Innes puts him down. He'd shoved him off in the first place. Hampson inside to Bell. Bell running crossfield. Makes it to the halfway line. Robinson coming up. Robinson flings a long one back to Joe Lydon. Joe Lydon belts it hard down the field behind Tate. Tate having to retreat. Takes it just inside the field of play. There's a line of defenders up there to put him down 10 metres out. So it's going to be hard graft for Leeds, and there's a big gap in the Wigan defences. Robinson, who's gone right into the middle of the field. And these Leeds forwards playing with tremendous commitment and determination, coming away hard. A great run by Hanley. A good 15-20 metres gained. He really powered his way through there. Leeds turning it on now. Gregory brings it out. Gregory bringing it inside. And that was nearly lost. Referee said it's round the chest as Wigan went in hard. Lowe's coming over from behind to play the ball. Schofield handing it on. And there's a lovely break down the middle here. There's back to the support. Which way are they going to go? Are they going to catch him from behind? That was a tremendous break by Leeds right down the middle of the field. Leeds hot on the attack. They've a massive overlap as they go out for the corner. And he's dropped the ball with the line wide open.
Oh, tremendous play from Leeds there. Great run from Steve Malloy. Straight down the middle of the field there. Alan Tate, I thought, would have had the legs. Was caught from behind, and the last pass just couldn't be took on the far side, John. Tremendous football.
Very good play from Leeds there. Wigan defence in rags and tatters there, but managed to pull themselves together, and the final pass I felt should have been taken. But here come Wigan with 9 minutes to go to half-time. Score still level. Philip Clark, well taken, met determinedly. Little dummy. Wigan still going, good running. Dermot shaken in that switch of direction. That screws off the side of Hampson's foot. Irving going across. Leeds now looking a lot more organised than Wigan at the moment. Tate coming through, almost through the gap, just blocked out of the air at the final moment. Up to Hanley, and the referee, is he going to penalise Leeds? Given a forward pass. Hanley, like Edwards, does have a tendency to lie up very close at the play of the ball, but I think that was a bit harsh.
Yes, we were in a better position than the referee to see there, John. It didn't look forward at all, but as you say, Hanley and Edwards do lie flat at the play of the ball, and sometimes they get away with it, and that time they didn't.
Yeah, pinchy harder too. Edwards moving it out. Once again, Hanley had moved into the middle of the field. A fire. Wigan not looking full of a lot of drive just at this minute. It's gone off the boil a bit, the Wigan side. Edwards now, you never know when they're going to spark, as Cowie easily taken by Dixon coming in hard on him. Skerrett driving forward, Schofield hangs on to him. Bell from behind the play the ball to Clark. Clark dumbing his way. Clark been so effective in these last few matches. Dermot, Edwards, a long ball. We're going to have a big overlap if they keep it moving, but that's a wild pass. Little kick through, and it's a gift. Giving possession back so easily. Leeds back in their own 20 metres. De Gregory trying to come through. A lot of oohing and ahhing from the crowd. And little Andy Gregory, who's probably got a degree from RADA, he knows how to do this. And the players must have taken a lot out of themselves in those first 20 minutes as they went tearing at each other. Farrer coming in, Leeds being held, struggling a little bit round their own 20-metre line at the moment, being caught at the acting half-back in the fifth tattle. Lined up for the kick, cross kick, Robinson and Hampson going for it. Not little bit of indecision between them there, not too sure who was going to take it. Robinson decided he's going to come. He's still on his feet, but he's not making any progress, and it's Hampson from behind to play the ball. Stuffs it up his jumper, giving his team time to regroup. Now Dennis Betts taking them with him. Big strong lad Dennis Betts. Dermot good behind to play the ball. Wigan now trying to get it, and then they're going down the middle. Oh, and he's just plucked out of the area. He was halfway through. More pressure now coming from Wigan. They go steaming forward. Ball been dropped, but it's still alive. It went back. Wigan get it to a Fire with a run. Takes it over the 20-metre line. 5 tackles gone. And Wigan making a terrible play the ball by a Fire. Terribly slow. Wigan now. Can they get it out to this right wing? Turning back inside. Still Joe Lydon looking for support. Wigan crashing the way over. Ball's loose. Referee's going to give a knock on. Well, that was so near yet so far, Stuart.
That was indeed. Leeds stood off Joe Lydon there and just let him run for the line, and I thought he was going to go all the way himself there. And only a last-ditch tackle on Bodiger prevented a certain Wigan try. Wigan certainly coming back into this game now.
"36 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go. Wigan have come into this game an awful lot more in the second half of the first half, but now the Leeds forwards clearing the lines well. And he'd be a brave man who'd forecast the result of this game at this stage, as Hanley's still on his feet, manages to get his pass in. Wigan waiting for the Leeds men to come to them, and Leeds do come to them. They come at them hard, they come at them fast. Flung back for the kick. It's a high one. Hampson coming across for it, takes it beautifully. Being faced by defenders, Irving and Innes have him well. Comes to Joe Lydon, inside onto Robinson. Robinson running at the forward, running a bit wide. Going down the middle, and he's nearly through. He's still on his feet. A good run by Robinson. Edwards from behind to play the ball, handing it on. Botticher. Bell. Come back almost to the last play of the ball. Edwards holding it. Jumping with it, trying to go through. Miss Philip Clark, who was coming up on his inside. On to Betts. Betts going hard and straight, still going. Tremendous commitment as Wigan go down in the 5th tackle. Edwards has it. Long pass out onto Farrell. Turning it inside. Wigan going for the line. The referee giving it? No, he has. Well, right on half-time, a sudden switch of direction brought the try for Wigan. Right, what a time to get a try, right on half-time. Wigan moved the ball out to the left, and Farrell coming inside managed to ground it.
As Farrell stepped inside, a carbon copy of the try he scored at Central Park, actually just dodging back in there. Looked to be grounded short and double movement, but the referee said it was okay and he was in a good position to see. So that's the way to beat the sliding defence, to cut back inside, John.
Yes, I thought Wigan had made a mess of it out on the left wing, but they came back inside, and very difficult for us to see here. There looked a bit of doubt about it as Farrell was going over right near the try line, but that should put a lot of heart into Wigan, and it's a bad blow for Leeds, who've had the bulk of the attacking. Now Wigan go into a 10 points to 6 lead, and a kick for Botticher that he should flirt over.
This will be the record, I think.
Botticher lining up for the fastest 1,000 points if he can get this one over. He's been machine-like in his kicking. And there's his 2 points. 12 points to Wigan. Botticher with the record of 1,000, and Wigan, as they stole the match from Halifax in the last minute on Sunday, have now stolen the lead here. Somewhat again the run of play right on half-time.
Well, I thought Wigan have deserved that try. They've certainly come back into the game in the last quarter of an hour and really worked hard, and Leeds have been backpedaling, John, for the last 10 minutes or so.
Yes, Wigan really, after a very dodgy start, really come back into the game, settle down. Wigan in possession, probably play timeout now as Dennis Betts, who'd really set that up with a tremendous run earlier on in the last group of tattles. He'd come tearing down the middle. Philip Clark, really on top form at the moment, Philip Clark. Edwards. Bell down the middle, can he get support? Long one out to a fire, there's plenty of cover. A fire coming back into the middle, a fire still going. Gets the ball moving, Wigan getting it out to the right wing. Cowie, not the fastest of right centres, is eventually caught. Couldn't get it out to Robinson. Wigan jumping away, go down from behind to play the ball. Cowie taking it on his own, lets the ball go one-handed. Edwards streaking down, and he's going to get caught in possession as he's followed. Wigan not really organised at the moment. And Wigan decide they're going to have a high up and under. Botica lifts it high, he's followed it. It bounces, balls come back. Edwards has it, referee says back to 1. And there goes the hooter for half-time. The end of a thrilling, exciting, great game of rugby, Stuart.
Yes, tremendous game of rugby league there, John. Wigan took the lead on 14 minutes. They tried a Dermot after the intercepted Schofield's pass and run all of the second half of the field to score the try. Botica converted and it was 6-0, and then Tate had a try which Irving converted after great work by Andy Gregory, and it was 6-all. And then just 2 minutes ago, Farah had a try, Botica converted. It's 12 points to 6, so we're leaving the news at any late half-time. It's Leeds 6, Wigan 12.
Halogen Hob wipes clean, no matter who's been cooking. The rest they can do themselves. Damien!
So Gary Schofield about to get the game underway, and John, I think we could stand another half like that.
Well, it's not very good for my angina.
Well, there you are. So, Gary Schofield in with the game underway. Leeds trailing by the 6 points to 12, but very much in this game. Dennis Betts, oh, that's good running from Betts. Purposeful running there, and takes that play right back over that 20-metre line. Robinson. Running wide and losing ground here, and yes, got nowhere there. In fact, lost ground, Billy Robinson. Farah comes inside, and Hanley and Iro wrapping him up there. So 40 minutes to go to decide who wins the Battle of the Titans. Leeds certainly won't want to lose their 9-match undefeated record, and neither for that will Wigan. Betts, again, that's the second time in this set of sixes run with purpose. Set of sixes run with purpose. Edwards calmly places the ball down, and Jim Fallon will let that run. Good kick there from Sean Edwards, puts Leeds right back on their own line. And Wigan warming up their substitutes, Leeds leaving their substitutes on that bench. It's out to Leeds, Fallon coming in. So the first half scrums went 6-3 to Wigan, and the penalties 6-3 to Leeds. And Wigan took that scrum against their head. Gary Mercer just ploughing upfield. Dixon. Liam Bell complaining there about Steve Malloy. Gregory spots the gap, goes himself. So Leeds still pinned around this 20-metre mark. Schofield will run the ball, will he? Finds Alan Tate. Good tackle by Farah. On Betts, a swinging arm there. And Leeds there getting out of jail with the kickers, and Steve Hampson it is who collects for Wigan. We'll bring this ball back as Leeds were caught there. Hampson, good run in there from full-back from Steve Hampson. The Leeds defence not moving up in a line that time. And,
Silly. Very silly.
penalty there against Gary Schofield, John.
Pardon?
Penalty against Gary Schofield.
Yes, we're very foolish. You know, as captain, you would think he would be one with steadying him down. That puts Wigan back into another good attacking position again.
Yes, and Leeds won't want to concede a try so early in the second half. Skirritt driving through there, and Leeds defence. And Skirritt not playing the ball correctly, but correctly enough as well as the referee's concerned. Farah, a fire. It's out there for Botica, and Botica's wrapped up by Ido. The Hanley comes in and knocks him to the floor. And Wigan playing some high-speed express football at the moment. Andrew Farrad again. Not made the same impact that Gene Miles made, but certainly contributed regularly to the cause. Cowie spinning out of tackles there and heading for the line. And Wigan had a massive overlap then, and Wigan now piling on the pressure. Edwards, Skirritt. Up to the last tackle, so Leeds living dangerously and defending well.
Yards offside.
Hanley, a fire again, looks for the drop goal, does he? Edwards, so Wigan moving that ball on the sixth tackle. And again, that's good football from Wigan. The fire. Now, it's a Leeds player, so that'll be a drop out, and Leeds. Alan Tate complaining that did not strike a Leeds player, but it certainly looks as though it did as far as I was concerned, so Leeds again will be under all sorts of pressure. Hampson again. That's good tackling from Innes there, and Simon Irving. Robinson. Well, Wigan had this ball for most of the 5 minutes play in the second half. Betts. Schofield has it for Leeds. Good anticipation there by Schofield, John.
Yes, it was good positional play, but if he hadn't taken it, he might have been in Dickie's meadow.
Yes, a try certainly looming up there. Ido knocking on there, so again Wigan on the attack from this scrum. Well, Russell Smith been pretty keen on knock-ons at the play of the ball this evening. Well, Wigan winning the scrum again. Lydon's throwing a fire, they'll score here, there's no stopping a fire. And that's it. Superb move from the scrum, John.
Obviously planned. They brought Hampson out onto the left wing. A fire went out to the far centre. Wigan got the ball out cleanly, whipped it across, and the gap appeared. And of course the fire has that tremendous finishing power, and that is stretching Wigan's lead very early on in the second half. Wigan, I think, playing with a win behind them, and in these early moments, like Wigan at the beginning of the first half, Leeds have been guilty of one or two rather startling errors.
Here's some bad errors there from Leeds, that knock-on from Kevin Ido. The scrum there, and Wigan scoring straight from the scrum. Leeds not happy with the award of that scrum. And Russell Smith is coming in for some stick from the South Stand crowd. Well, 16 points to 6 then, Leeds trailing now here at Headingley this evening. So coming off, number 10 and number 11, that'll be Mike O'Neill and Paul Dixon. And Andy Goodway and Paul Anderson coming on.
Who's coming off besides Dixon?
Mike O'Neill. We've got Schofield getting this game underway. Wigan back in possession in again. Betts up there, well over that 20-metre line. That is what second row forwards are supposed to run out of defence. Like Robinson again loses ground at the play of the ball, but taking play away from that touchline area, and Leeds defence again. Fallon missed Farah then. Clark and Anderson straight in at the tackle. Skid runs hard and strong down the middle of the field, but up to the last tackle. Great play from Wigan. Brought that ball up to halfway with the 6 tackles, and Edwards will kick now. And Fallon has to fetch that back. A break from Farah there, and Cowie there, a disgraceful tackle on Fallon, and referee Russell Smith closes his eyes to that, and Ellery Hanley just telling him, open your eyes, Russell Smith. You're quick to spot the play the ball headers, but you're not quick to spot the foul tackles. And this time Cowie's come in and he's hurt Dermot. It's Martin Dermot that's hurt. Neil hurt Wyatt by his own man, Neil Cowie. Leeds again, coming with Andy Gregory, Steve Malloy, but there's Wigan defence is up there, and Steve Malloy finds Hanley. And up to halfway, and Fallon injured there after that tackle. Anderson, Craig Innes finds Simon Irving. Irving kicks, but Botticle chase and pick that up. And Irving not up quickly enough to snuff it out, but comes back there, comes back well. Well, Jim Fallon having to come off for Leeds, and Dermot limping for Wigan, and Fallon off for Leeds. And Leeds bring Paul Dixon back on.
Like a casualty clearing station.
Robinson jinks and weaves from the base of the scrum. From the base of the play of the ball. Just watching Jim Fallon go off there. The ball's back now for Joe Lydon to kick. Alan Tate then in possession for Leeds, but the reception committee there is waiting for him. He evades the first set of tacklers. Well, thankfully, as far as Great Britain are concerned, it looks okay, John.
Yes, and just for a minute there, both sides were suffering casualties, but the toughest take these fellas, and they're all back on the feet again.
Steve Malloy and Dean Bell giving Ellery Hanley some of the rough treatment. Gregory. Well policed there, Andy Gregory up to the last tackle now. Leeds could do with a try now, just to settle things down again. Good way, finds Schofield. And Schofield just wallops that kick over in the corner for the try. So 52 minutes gone then, Leeds still trailing by the 16 points to 6. They've lost Jim Fallon injured. Like is an ankle injury to Jim Fallon. Hurt there in that tackle by Cowie, who then ran like a raging bull and hurt his own man. Edwards feeds. 8th Wigan scrum of the afternoon, or the evening. Robinson. Switching play Wigan there, cleverly now. Bell moving that ball out to Lydon, and Lydon's lapped up. Andy Gregory's injured now for Leeds, and pressure starting to tell on Leeds as Edwards finds Betts. Well, that's a good tackle from Goodway. An even better tackle from Dixon on Cowie. Edwards back to Amson, will put the kick in. Tate. Looks like Gary Mercer's come out into the wing. And well wrapped up there, Alan Tate. Lovely ball there out to Innes. Innes will take men on. Simon Irvine caught round the neck there by Philip Clark, and Clark must be on dangerous ground if he continues to tackle head high, because he's already been spoken to and warned. And that ball stripped out there, but again the referee says that's okay this time. As Wigan now with Farrer. The fire on the run around. A good ball there. Wyden now. Dermot. Andy Gregory bringing him down. Great tackle from Andy Gregory there on Martin Dermot. And again, Gregory on Betts, and Betts struggling to get away.
Drop goal.
Looking for the drop goal. There's my friend John McDermott, as Sean Edwards is in that position, but he's going to run this ball. That's for Dean Bell. Great tackle from Dixon. Well, Wigan seem to be having a plethora of tackles here. And the drop goal coming in there from Martin Dermott, John.
Yes, you could see them. They were plotting and planning it, battering the way forward, getting themselves set up, and that's making it very difficult. And Wigan of 2 or 3 now decided they can drop goals, and this time it's Martin Dermott who on 55 minutes makes it 17-6.
Well, Leeds again kicking off, familiar for them this evening. This looks like the 9-match unbeaten run coming to an end, unless they can pull something out in the last 25 minutes of this game. Leeds had absolutely no possession at all in this second half, and what bit they have had, they've quickly been taken back off them by Wigan, forcing the errors. Dean Bell. Cowie. And Cowie shifted men every time he's run with the ball this evening. Edwards. Botica. Dean Bell goes from acting half. Edwards looks for his spot to place the kick. Leeds second row come winger Gary Mercer. He'll have to run back many a mile for that one, and will do well to get out from behind his own line. Does just that, but Leeds back on their own line, just where they don't want to be. Alan Tate spots the gap. But Dennis Betts quickly alert to that possibility, closes it up for him. And a good run from Simon Irvine, and a penalty there to Leeds. A high tackle on Irvine there, John.
Very hard tackle, yes. There's still a lot of intensity in this game. Cap quickly taken.
And another penalty there, Wigan offside, John.
Yeah, not retreating.
Well, James Lawes this time taps the ball, makes the 10 metres.
Silly fellow! Silly fellow!
So Andy Gregory judged to have interfered there at the play of the ball, John.
Well, that was uncalled for. Gregory, player of his experience, should know far, far, far better than that. Giving away a foolish penalty there, going in being judge and jury, and it looks as if Wigan are making a substitution. Barry John Mather, I think, coming on.
Oh, this is a straightforward kick for Frano Botica, and Leeds will pay the ultimate penalty. They'll have to score 4 times then to win this game, or 3 times. Sand coming on, in fact, the Wigan just guilty of a little bit of a professional acting here, not really getting their act together, which is most unusual for the Wigan club. It's fairly obvious that Frano Botica didn't want water. Well, Leeds have certainly given their all this evening in the tackling stakes, but Wigan, superb football. Many sides guilty, I think, of allowing Wigan to win games rather than Wigan winning them off their own bat. Just seem to be almost afraid to take the game to Wigan, just worried about what certain Wigan players are going to do. We can't accuse Leeds of that this evening. They've certainly given their all, and Wigan have had to play well this evening. So Botica, Panapa on for Leiden. So Panapa's on for Leiden as Sven Botica. Lines up the kick. Straight through the middle. So Leeds in 19 points to 6. Down. The crowd trying to raise Leeds. They have a long way to go now. 60 minutes gone. 20 minutes left for play, and I'll hand you over to John McDermott to take it up to the end of this game.
Thank you very much. 3/4 of the game gone then. Wigan now safely in the riding seat, one would think. 19 points to 6. But, it's a funny old game this. Wigan now. Robinson done a lot of work from behind to play the ball. He's striven very hard. Sometimes it's not quite come off because he's been running a bit wide, and he's certainly a difficult lad to put down. Wigan relentlessly forcing the way forward, fighting for every inch of territory. The big men coming in now, using the weight, using the power. Malloy coming over to complete the tattle as a strong run by Skerritt. Wigan head down, Panapa trying to come through from behind the play of the ball, goes down in the 5th tattle. Edwards is close and he takes the kick. Short one, Tate having to go back for an awkward bouncing ball. Nasty one to take in his own in goal there. He's been running the ball out well this afternoon, but there he didn't have much chance at all. 5 metres out. Wigan coming around very, very quickly at the play of the ball, nailing Leeds down, and Leeds not showing a lot of fire as they go back into position now. Surely they haven't yielded the palm with 19 minutes to go, and there's it almost through there. And good tackling by Wigan eventually stopped it. 5 tackles gone, 30 metres out. As Lowe's whips the ball across. Gregory running very wide, a short pass, an infirmary pass that, and it was on the last tackle. Gregory can give some magnificent passes, but when he gives a bad one, it's a bad one. It's ex-Wigan, former Wigan versus Wigan at the moment. We've got 4 Wiganers playing for Leeds. Edwards now trying to jink his way through. Stopped dead in his tracks. Wigan coming away again. Philip Clark powering his way forward from the play of the ball, right in front of the post. Skerritt coming hard and straight, 10 metres out. Edwards holding it, handing it on. There's an overlap. Panama trying to go through, and good defensive positional play by Leeds. Snuffs out Wigan. Wigan in good attacking position as Edwards flings a long one. Well taken. Botica's kick is charged down. Referee waving. The tattle's on as Hampson driving his way forward. It like an India rubber ball, bouncing up and down. Another 6 tattles coming up for Wigan. Must be taking a lot of steam, this, out of the Leeds defenders, as Dennis Betts, like a great Sherman tank, goes driving up towards the Leeds line. A fire going over to the far side of the field. Wigan working this move again. A long ball goes out. Can Wigan keep it moving? They're going for the corner. They turn it inside, and they're forced into touch. Almost in there, Stuart. Good defence.
Good defence, John, but it's interesting to note that Wigan have now had the ball for the same length of time this half as they had for the first half. I'm keeping the time in possession for Wigan this evening for the Leeds club, and Wigan already had this ball the same length of time as they had in the first half and made it pay Leeds this half with that great try from a fire.
Leeds with possession from the scrum. Got to fight away from here, from the 10-metre line. Moving ball, they're going cross-field, and Wigan are moving up. Arms wrapped around them, locking the pass. They're keeping it tight, bringing it away hard and well. That was Kevin Iro coming over to the play the ball. And a little dummy, and he's so strong. He couldn't get into his stride, managed to get his 10 metres though. Leeds putting a lot of effort into it now. Gregory lobs the ball back, a little bit indecisive, going round in decreasing circles at the moment as it comes back to Tate, and there are loud groans coming from the Leeds supporters. I think they're a little bit disappointed with what's going on at the moment as Hanley whips it out. Gregory holding it. Little kick through, and at last Leeds managed to make some ground with the grubber kick, pushing Wigan back into the Wigan half, a couple of metres inside the Wigan half. Game not as torrid as it was or as fast as in the early stages, but there's no way that human beings could keep up the space, the pace and the power of that. Edwards nailed around the scrum as they came in very, very quickly. Referee not bothering very much what's happening around the scrums. Wigan just short of the halfway line. Out to Edwards. Edwards handing it on, a long pass. Dennis Betts gets it going. Wigan good handling. Turning it back inside. Hampson coming strongly. Looking for support. Manages to keep it going onto Farah. Farah running crossfield. Onto Cowie. Cowie coming forward, and it's now Wigan who are going round in decreasing circles. Kept it moving, but not too well organised. Here's Robinson in the middle of the field, dancing and jinking. Gets his pass in, and the breaks on. Wigan turning it inside. Edwards is over the fire. Is he going to give it to Edwards? Gets it out, and he's gone for the line, and he's in. Well, that was a fantastic try by Wigan. The ball was bobbing about here and there, all over the place. Wigan kept it alive. Then they surged down the middle. A fire was there. And the great follower-up, they talk about Gary Schofield being the poacher, but Sean Edwards must be one of the best at backing up in the whole of the rugby league. And he goes over for another try for Edwards, the top try scorer.
Yes, great play there from Wigan. That all started with a lovely break from Jason Robinson and carried on by Panapa there. And for once a fire caught, but managed to get the ball away, and despite Edwards juggling with the ball, he's over and the game's all over now, John.
Oh, I think it's sealed, signed and delivered now. 60, is it 66 gone? 66 minutes showing on the clock. Wigan romping away with it. 23 points to 6, and Wigan making another substitution, bringing on Barry John Mather. Botica just 10 metres in from his favourite side for kicking. He's got his 1,000 points now. Hits it hard. Hits it through and hits it over. 25 points to 6. And now I think for the rest of this game we can sit back and say, how many is this going to be? Wigan, 2 substitutes coming on. Leeds making another substitution. They can spell the players now. Well, John Mooney stuck to the same formation there until he was absolutely sure the game was in the bag. And now it will be Gary Schofield to kick off. Wigan with this tremendous lead. These players got a hard stint, a lot of them, at this weekend against France. Mather, very, very tall, very young man. Had a good game in the... And the break on for Wigan as Dennis Betts, like a three-quarter, powering down the field. His feet go from under him, he gets up again. Couldn't get it to a 5, but that was a great run by Dennis Betts. Farah, Edwards, Botica, Bell. Wigan with a big overlap, decide they're going to come down the middle up to the 20-metre line, and Wigan revelling in this at the moment. Top dogs at the moment, getting it out onto the right wing. Bell still on his feet. Converted from centre to loose forward this last couple of games. He's having a great time in among the pack. Cowie now decides he's going to be a centre three-quarter and dies with it 8 metres out, right in front of the post. 5 tackles gone as it comes out to Edwards. Edwards holding it, timing his pass. Wigan using brute force. Ball's been thrown away, keeping it very lively. Going across the field, a long one. It's rolling. Robinson having to go back for it, cutting back in field, going across the 20-metre line, still going, a tremendous run by Robinson. Well, Wigan kept that ball alive. You would have thought it was red hot, and there was nothing on, absolutely nothing on, as the ball rolled along the floor to Jason Robinson, out on the right wing, on the 20-metre line. He sheared along the 20-metre line, straightened up and down by the posts.
Oh, great try with the lad who's something to prove. He wanted to come to Leeds, John, and no big Yorkshire club had come for him. Well, they've just shown what Leeds and everybody else in Yorkshire just what they're missing. That was a try from nothing, but I had a sneaky feeling he might try that from the moment he got the ball over on the far side there. Leeds tackling, leaving a lot to do desired on him there, John.
He has more determination than any 10 players put together. Potentially a scrum half. Wigan have been bringing him into the game. He's had a long run of matches, of appearances for the first team, and there's no doubt that when it comes to guts and determination, there's none, certainly on the Wigan side, to equal him. Every time he gets the ball, he sets himself to go, and he will not die with it. They have a hell of a job trying to get him down. Botica, fairly easy one. Makes no mistake, 31 points to 6, and Wigan beginning to rub the noses in it a little bit. They struggle extremely hard in the opening 20, but as we come into this last 20 minutes, Wigan are running absolutely riot. And this must be a bitter pill for the former Wiganers, for Ellery Hanley and Andy Gregory in good way. Not so much perhaps for Kevin Iro, who went down under for a while. Short one from the kick-off. .31. And Wigan still playing with a lot of determination and a lot of commitments. Martin Dermott, who's so good behind the play of the ball. This afternoon he's thrown out some passes that have gone like lightning and gone halfway across the field when he's thrown them out. Wigan trying to dummy the way through, but it's ineffective there from behind the play of the ball. But a bit of mauling going on. Edwards picking his spot. Mercer having to retreat, and that's a great tactical kick by Sean Edwards, saving his forwards an awful lot of graft. Martin Dermott still sticking to it. He's limping somewhat. He's been in the wars a bit, but he's staying on the field with 8 minutes to go. Leeds almost through. Score.
James
Blows. And Leeds at the moment without Andy Gregory. He's been suffering a lot with injuries recently. He had a bad spell at Wigan when he suffered an awful lot, and Leeds finding it very difficult to make ground as Hanley comes over, handing it on, giving the work to somebody else to do. Good kick by Gary Scovey, pushing Wigan back, and it sits up nicely for Robinson. Better than a pass for him. He'll be thrilled to bits with that last stride. He nearly threw a gap, and he's still on his feet, and then he's buried. Cowie's had a good second half, been more effective this second half than he was in the beginning. A Fire moving it inside from the play of the ball. Wigan keeping it very close, not a lot of fluid football going on just at the moment. Edwards always the first pass, getting Barry John Mather trying to batter his way through. Massive lad for a youth. Wigan a bit slow behind to play the ball. Bought a dummy. They're still dragging the way forward, almost up to the halfway line. 5 tackles gone. Edwards to hesitate once again. He belts it down into the 20-metre zone. Mercer having to go back for it. He has to take with him, and there's a solid wall of Wigan players up there. He's broken through it. Great running, a tremendous run. Fantastic, he's still going. Well, that was great football. He looked as if he should have been absolutely crucified there. A solid line of Wigan defenders. Botica going over for the tackle. Lowe's waiting behind to play the ball. Lowe's just handing it onto Dixon. Dixon trying to force his way forward. Leeds playing hard at the moment. Ball's gone loose, but it's been kicked back and whipped out quickly by Schofield. He was very alert, very awake there. Hanley coming strong. Great athlete, Ellery Hanley. Lowe's coming up on the 20-metre line. Yeah, Schofield there waiting for it, but a long pass comes out. Dixon going hard for the line. And the referee has disallowed it. Well, Dixon went well. I don't think you'll be very happy with that, will you, Stuart?
Well, that was a disgraceful decision from Russell Smith, and now he's given a penalty. And I think Russell Smith had one of his worst games I've ever seen him have this evening. I don't like to criticise referees, but there was no difference between that and the Fadder try at all. And so Wigan get a penalty and more possession.
And the Leeds chorus is telling us what the referee's hobby is in the most tuneful manner and hardly Shakespearean lyrics. Well, Wigan had a bit of a let-off there. It was a great run by Dixon. And a bit of trouble going on. The referee bringing them back. Said there was a knock-on. He's given some very strange decisions tonight. We just hope that with who's going off? And Robinson, who should have been going to France, is limping off. Schofield, a long pass, a great pass right across the field. Wigan are in the line out. Wiped out the move. Just hope all these players stay on the field now till the end of what has been a most entertaining game of rugby. And now Leeds in these dying moments are coming hard at Wigan, jumping with it. Edwards going in, can't get his man down. And well slipped by Leeds. Leeds still showing a lot of determination. Goodway moves it across. Ball flung back onto Anderson. Anderson trying to drive his way through. And the ball's onto Hanley. Hanley going for the line. 8 metres out. Leeds trying to salvage some pride. They have a big overlap as they move it out to the left wing. The force back into the middle. And they're held underneath the post, but they will not die with it. And Wigan trying to keep the line intact. But Leeds are throwing everything at Wigan, and Wigan hurling them back from the try line. And it's on the last tattle, so Wigan have survived. 77 minutes showing on the clock as Wigan on the knees grovel the way forward.
20,000, John.
20,000 gate here tonight, which is a great tribute to the referee rushing over. Oh, we don't want trouble in the last couple of minutes. We won early battle in the first half when everybody piled in, and now weariness probably keeping in and frustration. The referee is sorting them out. And Hanley it is who's shown the yellow card. Hanley, of course, probably upset at losing to his old club. A man of the match has been given to Alan Tate of Leeds, the number 1. and Wigan banged the ball into touch. And Joe Lydon coming back on, Jason Robinson having to go off. Skerritt meets the props. Individual pride for these fellas now as Cowie hangs on to it, and then he lets it go. Wigan coming down the middle, dragging the way forward. Dennis Betts, who'd had and he loses it. Referee says it's been stolen. Well, Mr. Smith is not very popular with the Leeds spectators. He alleges that Betts, who's coming in hard there, had the ball stolen from him. So Wigan will kick for touch down the Leeds left wing. Question now, playing out time. Wigan with an unassailable lead. And here comes Cowie. Cowie coming from Rochdale and making a tour party, making Wembley. Wigan now driving over the 20-metre line. Leeds trying to make sure the ball doesn't go out. Comes on to Edwards. Edwards holding it to Mather. Mather driving in hard. He swung round and down. Dean Bell inside. Skerritt 10 metres out. Wigan still striving to get some more points on the board in the dying minutes. Betts powering his way. Is he going to make it? And he's held inches short. But it's all Wigan at the moment. And the ball's played forward, and the referee says it's on the last tattle, so it's a rollover. And Leeds try to break out down the middle of the field. A fire going into the centre. Leeds still striving hard with might and main. Well into injury time now as Leeds come surging up. Anderson, good strong run, almost up to the halfway line. Lowe's, long pass inside, handed on by Goodway, and Wigan are right in the Leeds line out and hanging on to them for dear life. There was a big gap appeared, but Wigan managed to close it eventually, and Leeds are forced across the centre line. The referee signals 5 tackles has gone. As it's handed on, they're trying to turn the way down the middle, keeping the balls loose on the floor. And Leeds going hard for the line. A nice inside pass to Schofield. Kick through, being chased to the line. Been fallen on by Wigan. Glad to have that. Wigan push back. And there goes the hooter for the end of what's been a great game. Eventually, Wigan wore them down and will stay on top of the league with that tremendous 31-6, but a delightful game to watch in many ways, Stuart.
Yes, you've got to admire the Wigan play in the second half of the superb football there from half-time. It was 12-6 at half-time, and they opened the scoring immediately with a brilliant try from the Scunthorpe man in a fire. Dermot had a drop goal, Bodiger a penalty, and then a try for Edwards, and the try of the night from Jason Robinson from Hunslet. Bodiger converting 2 of them, 31 points to 6. And we can only sit back and admire the tremendous play of Wigan, and they're going to take some stopping on all fronts this season, and anyone who could possibly think for a minute that Wigan were slipping have only got to have been here tonight, and we'll soon see that that's not the case. So leaving them with the news from Eddie that Wigan it is, victors here, 31 points to 6.
Thank you very much, Stuart. Well, Wigan taking the plaudits of the vast army of spectators, and we'll probably be hoping that the next time these two teams meet, it could well be at Wembley. But that was, as the poet said, a great victory.
Wow. 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 Wow.